In Shakespeare's Hamlet, Polonius, who is chief minister to King Claudius, is giving advice to his son who's going off to university. And his advice can be summed up by the very famous line, "This above all, to thine own self be true."
Hi, I am Debashish Bindra here. I used to work as an HR and social associate at LILA Games. However, after thinking deeply about things and recently all the changes that have happened in my life, I decided to step down as the HR. To know more about the details, check out this video.
Working with Debashish.
With Debashish?
My experience with
Debashish joined.
Debashish.
About Debashish.
So Debashish from
So Debashish recently resigned. So
So this take would kind of demonstrate a high level working responsibilities that I do throughout my day. It's just high level. Number one is of course recruiting. HR and recruiting go in parallels, right? So recruiting here at Leela is quite a challenge, but you know that's what gives you the thrill, right? So we have a very rigorous selection process, so most of my time kind of goes in recruiting. The second thing, since HR is kind of a bridge, right, between the founders and the employees, so it's mostly solving human relation problems, basically employee problems, or let's say sometimes founder problems, or let's say sometimes the employees are having a problem and how do you communicate it in a way to the founders that they don't take it to heart, right? So that's one major thing. Other than that, normal day-to-day stuff, like some small stuff like managing assets, managing certain office compliances. So there's this one thing also that before recruiting we make sure that people are employees and we are highly aligned on the values, right? So we have this entire value stack which our CEO Joseph had created after 15 years of industry experience and deep thinking. So we want to make sure that the employees that we are hiring are kind of aligned on those values. So my job as an HR is to make sure that our employees are aligned on the values. Other than that, so a predominant belief is that we are a learning organization, right? So sometimes I organize all hands wherein I kind of give talks based on those values itself, which I think helps the employees to kind of get a holistic development of sorts, right? So there's one more aspect to it. Organizational optimization. So in the gaming industry, specifically here at Leela, we have four major departments: the art team, the design team, the engineering and the product team. So just making sure that all of them are aligned and working in the most effective way. So that is what organizational optimization means, that you kind of optimize the organization for the greater good. So framing policies around that, talking to employees, talking to the HR leaders of the industry, and making sure that what we are doing is the correct thing based on our current understanding. So that's one major area. Other than that, coming to the social part of my title, so we have a video team in place as well who kind of pushes this vigorous content. So just planning out the pipeline, helping them brainstorming with them on certain ideas, what content needs to be pushed out at what time, what platforms, specifically YouTube, Reddit, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all these kind of platforms. And just handling high level social media. Now the beautiful part about a startup is that we really care about titles. So what an HR and operation managers would do after 5-10 years of learning, I am able to do it within 1 year of my of my working here at Leela. So it's quite fun working as an HR and social associate. You always get to see multiple facets of different people. I try to bridge those facets in a diplomatic way so that the feelings of all the parties are not hurt. So it's like a sword is always hanging on the top of your head. But yeah, if you know how to deal with the sword joyfully, it would be a fun ride for you. So yeah, that's it. So I've lately come to realize that I was not passionate for HR. So for me specifically, just doing redundant operational tasks or redundant follow-ups with people again and again and again on the craziest of issues was something that I was not very good at. And after a lot of realizations over the past couple of months, deeply thinking about things from a holistic perspective as to which career I want to progress in, I've kind of decided that this would not be a path I would choose. It would be more towards an artistic sense wherein I just kind of understand people deeply from a more deeper perspective and just try to convey that through my art, because that is what gives me value and that is what gives me satisfaction, joy and fulfillment in life. So yeah, that's what it is. Sometimes I feel the fear of uncertainty singing clear, and I can't help but choose how much I let the fear and stare slipping me before, and it seems to have a way granting mass appeal. Lately I'm beginning to find the answers. Whatever tomorrow comes, I'll be there. Whatever tomorrow comes, I'll be there. Hi, so this is what I kind of do after office. Music has been a very deep love affair with me, right? It's something that has pulled me out from the deepest despairs of my life, and I'm very, very passionate about it. So yeah, just coming to some certain things and certain updates. So recently, I was just kind of deeply introspecting as to what JK says, that life is short and you must do what you really care for, right? So after having deeply introspected about certain things, I really found out that HR and operations is something that I'm not fit for, I'm not cut for it, right? My heart longs to be an artist. So by an artist, what I mean is that I just want to kind of pursue music, or let's say just pursue writing for that matter, and just connect with people on more of a philosophical inclination. But having said that, I think the time that I've spent here at Leela is quite valuable in that sense, because the last 1 year has been a crazy ride for me, having those ups and downs, And when the founding team talks about that, like, this is an opportunity platform, that's true, very true, because I don't come from a formal HR background per se. It was just that I was given an opportunity by the founding team because I think they had saw something in me, and I'm really grateful for that because I come from a very small hometown, and just having this opportunity to work in such a big city like Bangalore, right, coming all the way from up north, is quite a privilege in itself, because really you get to work with people who are not of your country but from different very diverse backgrounds. Being an HR, I've had the privilege to just deeply immerse myself into the problems and perspectives of other people. So be it people from Ukraine, be it people from Brazil, or be it people from Australia, basically people all across the world. So yeah, when JK and Paul and Avinash kind of talk about the opportunity that they're kind of providing here at Leela, it's really incomparable. No one in the entire country is kind of doing this, right? So I'm really happy for the time that I've spent here at Leela. And if you're wishing to join Leela, or even thinking about it, you should be super clear as to what you want to do, because this place would definitely make you a master of your craft, provided you are fully into it, right? If you go fully into it, the founding team definitely, and the company, and it's the whole atmosphere is such that they help you reach your full potential. So yeah, I think that's what it is, and I'm really grateful to each and every one, all of my colleagues, co-workers, because it's a privilege, as I said, to work with such talented people and just learn from their experiences. So yeah, this is Debashish Bindra, a former HR now at Leela Games, signing off, and hopefully a musician, a writer would be in progress coming soon. And yeah, be courageous, stay awesome, because that's what Leela has taught me, just being courageous in the face of adversity, and just striving to achieve and unlock your own human potential. So yeah, that's it. Cheers.
Now, when we were recruiting for HR, we actually received over 3,000 applications. And of all of the applicants, Debashish returned the strongest test of all. And what became clear after working with Debashish is that he definitely had the capability, he had the potential to become a very great HR lead if he wanted to. Now, what wasn't clear, however, was whether he actually had the passion to do the job. HR can be difficult at times. It's a role in which you have to deal with a lot of different kinds of applicants, a lot of different kinds of people. And in fact, there are some people who really, really want to work at this company. They want to work on a big game. They want to work on a big, ambitious project, and some of them have followed our content. They know who we are. And even for some of these applicants, Leela is a company that they want to work at more than anything. And so when some of these applicants are rejected, it turns, in some cases, some people who are very positive about us to sometimes become very negative, and in some cases to become angry. And the person that they're dealing with sometimes receives the brunt of that anger. And so that can be an issue where HR becomes difficult. And HR can be very manual. You have to have a lot of calls with different people, pitching the company, talking to a lot of different people, reaching out to a lot of different people. And so I think, as a few examples of the HR role and of other tasks that Debashish was asked to do, I think he did his job, but what wasn't clear was whether this was something that he had passion for. Because for us, it's not just about the capability or the potential to do a job. It's whether we believe that someone can actually become the best at it. We want people at Leela to become the best at their specific role. And so the question when Debashish was working at this company, that I often asked him was, is this really the role that you want to do? Is this a role that you have passion for? And in fact, I would actually advise for anyone before you join, whether it's LILA or any company, to really think about what are your objectives? What do you want out of your job? What do you want out of your life? And I think that should then inform the type of role that you search for. Are you seeking work-life balance? Or do you want to become a master of your craft? Are you looking for a job that's relatively easy and in which you can come home to your family? Or are you looking to become part of something big, something ambitious? You know, are you trying to do something where you can develop meaning from your life? And so ultimately, I think it boils down to your objective. What are you looking for from your life? What are you seeking? And in the case of Debashish, I think that, again, while he had the capability, he had the intelligence for this role, unfortunately, I don't think he had the passion for the role. And what I would wish for Debashish above all, as he continues to try to find what he has passion for, is for him, I would wish the best for him, but above all, I really do wish that he finds that thing that will give him the meaning that he's looking for in his life, to fulfill his objective. And as from the quote in Hamlet, above all, to thine own self be true.